I've been watching Jujutsu Kaisen in a completely random order until right now, but this is the first time that I'm watching two consecutive episodes, one right after the other, so I'm pretty excited. This pre-credit scene is going to reveal to me that the main female character's name is Kugisaki, or at least I'm pretty sure that's what this lady called her. She spends way too long walking towards this invisible barrier. It reminded me of how Itadori and Mahito were walking towards each other in the last episode, and it just took forever. So maybe this is one of Mahito's powers, but I think it's probably just the power of anime padding to conserve budget. This just seems like it's a way to show us how Kugisaki got involved in the current situation, and then I get to jam out to the OP for a little bit before being thrust right back into things. This episode picks up immediately on the action from the previous episode, with Mahito and Itadori fighting in the subway, while Kugisaki and Mahito's clone are fighting above ground. Mahito is using really clever tactics like turning people into cursed monsters and making them blow up. This gets blood in Itadori's eyes, and it temporarily stuns him. At this rate, it looks like Itadori is going to get hit while he's stunned. But then, surprisingly, it's actually Kugisaki who saves the day. She uses all of the nails that she dropped on the ground when she was missing her attacks earlier, and she pierces Mahito from below in order to hold him still. Then she hits the clone with some kind of attack that causes it to damage both his clone and his main body at the same time. This is totally coincidental, but it does have the effect of saving Itadori right before Mahito was going to hit him. And he does seem to realize that she was the one who did this, so it must be a known ability, like Itadori knew that Kugisaki had just done this. Another effect is that she could feel what happened, so now she knows the location of the real Mahito, and she figures out that the one she hit is a clone. Because the real Mahito is stunned, this frees up Itadori and he just goes wild. He's gonna do what he does best. The plan from the last episode, being calm, doing what Nanami would do, no, we're done with that. Now it's time for rage and punching. And guess what? Just like always, it works really, really well. Itadori is also happy because even though he's failed to protect other people so far, I'm guessing he's talking about Nanami, but also maybe some other people that I didn't get to see. But anyway, because this happened, now he knows Kugisaki is safe, and he's committed to stopping Mahito for good, right here and right now. Kugisaki challenges the Mahito clone to a battle, but he uses the patented Joestar technique of just running away. Now she has to decide. She can go help Itadori, or she can chase the clone around. But she thinks that if she leaves the clone here, it's probably going to come back and cause problems for her later. So we get this epic Scooby-Doo chase scene. Now things immediately go south. Like, fast. The real Mahito splits apart, and he uses a clever technique of loading one of these pieces up with cursed energy. This causes Itadori to think that it must be the main body because it has so much energy, and when he attacks it, the real main body can escape without getting hit. Now the Mahito clone is leading Kugisaki down into the subway, and I've already got a bad feeling about this. Because Mahito, he has shown mastery at one thing. He pretends to run away, and then he sets up a sneak attack. He's done it again and again and again. I've seriously seen like 2 episodes featuring this guy, and he's used this attack like 5 times already. He uses it more than twice per episode on average, okay? Enough said. I thought he was gonna wait around the corner and just use a sneak attack, but this was even worse. The main body and the clone, they meet up and then switch places to confuse them. Kugisaki has let down her guard because she's not worried about being touched by the clone, but then the real Mahito touches her right on her face. Itadori is freaking out. Kugisaki touches her face because she seems to realize what just happened, and then we just abruptly jump all the way back to the year 2009? This is the year that Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood aired, but it's also the year that K-On! Aired. So this could be good, it could be bad. Either way, let's see what's going on here. Okay, I don't know what this is about, but I immediately feel like something bad is going to happen. The basic story is about some girl named Fumi, and she moves to a new village. Well, she made the mistake of buying the wrong color backpack, and she starts getting bullied for this. But then, Nobara comes to save her, and they become friends. On its own, I already feel like, okay, this is anime. If we're getting flashbacks about Nobara, it means she's probably either about to die, or she's going to have an epic hero moment, and I genuinely didn't know which one it was going to be. Anyway, as for the story of the flashback, the 2 girls, they make friends with an older woman named Saori, and start hanging out at her house. But then, people vandalize Saori's house, and she moves away. This makes Nobara really sad. Basic story so far, pretty easy to follow. Nobara grows up and she has to go to high school in Tokyo, so Fumi gets left behind by herself. But Nobara promises all three of them will meet again one day in the future. Saori is now working as a writer. Apparently she's actually only 7 years older than the other two, but she was actually still a kid back then. I guess I misunderstood when I thought that she was an adult. It seems like she was putting on airs and pretending to be older and more mature, and it even worked on me. It looks like she does still think about her friends, even Nobara, so these feelings of wanting to meet again one day are mutual. Saori is thinking about where Nobara must be right now, and right now, Nobara is making peace with the fact that she is about to die. She apologizes to Fumi because they won't be able to meet ever again. Yeah, this was that kind of flashback. The I'm about to die kind of flashback. She tells Itadori that her life up until now wasn't so bad, and then her face just explodes. Itadori is left in shock, and the episode ends right there. If this is really the main female character who has been around from the very beginning, and if she's actually gone, this is an absolutely crazy twist. I can't say I've seen anything like this before. I can only think of one example that's even close. I would have been happier if they just revealed something crazy was going on in the village in this flashback, rather than killing off this character who I just met and I was just starting to like. But I do appreciate the narrative bait and switch and how much courage it must have taken to do that, especially with how it felt like Nobara and Itadori had the upper hand right up until the exact moment where Mahito's hand had the upper hand. They really wanted to shock the viewer as well by ending the episode this way, right on this twist, so I am left wondering, or maybe hoping, that this could also just be a fake out. Otherwise, Mahito, he's over here killing main characters faster than I can even watch episodes. Dude, slow down already. Well, I am glad to realize this. Because I'm doing all of the right and wrong episodes in one sitting, I can move on to the next one pretty much right away. I just have to finish writing this script really quick. I am curious to know what people thought when they were watching or reading this series, with how characters seem to be dying off just constantly. Maybe I've just been recommended all the episodes with the shocking deaths, but I'm wondering, is it difficult to become attached to anyone? Does the shock ever wear off? I can't answer that question yet, not even for myself, but I do wonder how other people think. If you're looking forward to the next episode, I'm gonna try my best to release it soon. You know, you could watch one of my other videos while waiting, but for now, enjoy the rest of your day.